Why you need PPC. Hi, I'm Brian Pombo. Welcome back to Brian J. Pombo Live. I'm a business investor. I also have a background in digital marketing, and PPC is one of those things that's getting a lot more credibility and popularity nowadays. And I think it's because a lot of these things are becoming a lot more standardized. There's a lot more places to use PPC. What's PPC? It's pay per click, right? Pay per click. It's a form of advertising that you're paying based on how many times somebody clicks on something. And of course, PPC has come to mean more than just pay per click. It's a whole lot of online advertising, which happens to include pay per click. So why the online advertising thing? Why should you be paying for advertising? There are so many ways to get your information out there for free. Well, earlier tonight I was talking with a group of people that are looking for a certain political solution to occur locally. And they're looking at, look at all the different things that we can do. Look at all the social media and look at all the videos that we can put out there and everything else. The problem is everyone is competing on that free playing field. So that organic playing field, everyone's fighting over space. It's tougher to get eyeballs now more than ever before. To get someone to actually look at what it is that you're doing is one of the toughest things in the world. And it's not getting easier. What is getting easier is there's more options. And one of the major options everyone should be looking into, especially if you're looking to make money off of those eyeballs, seeing whatever it is that you're promoting, is paying for it. Paying for it. Looking for the ability to put it out there to be paid for. Now, if you take, for example, politics, especially local politics, there's certain things that people have always done, and they never even think about putting an ad. I mean, they never even question putting an ad in a newspaper, putting out mailers, all these things that cost money, putting out a radio commercial, maybe in larger areas, putting out TV commercials. No one ever questions that. But when it comes to pay per click, when it comes to paid advertising, people tend to slow down on that because they don't understand it. Well, really, it functions just like all the others. The added advantage is that you actually know how many people are seeing your stuff. Direct mail is a really useful tool because you have an idea of how many places you're getting your stuff to in general. But you don't know how many are actually paying attention unless you have a really solid call to action and some really solid tracking on your direct mail pieces. You won't know how well that campaign really did, which is also possible. You can do that, right? But in general, people don't. You won't know how well a radio campaign did. You won't know how a whole lot of media does. But with pay-per-click, you can know. And a whole lot of it's instantaneous. And if not instantaneous, over time, you will get a very strong feeling for trends in terms of keywords, in terms of places to put it, the type of people to put it in front of. So many of these things you have a large amount of control over when it comes to pay per click. And you can start relatively inexpensive. Like I said, if the main goal is to get something back for it that's measurable, then you can do that. You can start out on a real low end and work your way up and up and up, get really good at the who, what, where, and when, and you just get better and better at crafting those messages for the right people to get them to do the right result that you're after. Which is what really marketing, if you pull it all down to, all marketing is all about that. That's why you should try PPC. That's why you should talk to somebody who knows what they're doing and bring them on board to at least get you to try some of it. Start cheap. Start low. If you can't afford somebody, then start on your own, but get in good into YouTube and other places and educate yourself. And educate yourself, make sure you're paying attention to the latest ideas, because so many of these places like Google and Facebook, they change so quickly. They'll change where buttons are at and everything else. You've got to make sure you're paying attention to the stuff that's up to date across the board when it comes to these things. But get an idea, get a feel for the what you're trying to do in the long run, and then choose the direction to go to, especially if you know how much you're going to be paying. That's going to be the big thing that's going to determine when and where you do this. So hopefully that all makes sense. If you're interested in the content marketing end of this, which so much of content marketing can be done for little to no payment whatsoever, just to start getting some content out there and then putting money behind it in the long run. Content marketing is a huge piece of where I encourage people to eventually go. Regardless of the marketplace, I found that most places can use content marketing, though there are some that can't. There's probably about 7 areas that I would say can't use content marketing at all. So are you one of the 7? The only way you'll know is by checking out my training on this. Is should we even try content marketing? Should we even do content marketing? Go check out my training. It's contentmarketingquestion.com. Get that question answered. Find out whether it's even for you or not, and then figure out where you go from there. And now I'm going to give you some tips in that training on how to go about doing that. You can find that at contentmarketingtraining.com. That's all I have for tonight. You have a good one. We'll be back tomorrow. In the meantime, get out there and let the magic happen.